Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. Today's topic, I want to discuss with you life income option and fully explain that for dummies because it's going to mean a couple of different things to different people that are watching this. Income option is I just want to stress the importance of making sure that you're receiving lifetime income. And this is meant for the individual that's either in retirement, preparing for retirement, whatever the case may be, and they're looking to either utilize a life income option on their pension. They're trying to understand the importance of it through Social Security, or trying to leverage a life income option through an annuity that they own or they might be thinking about purchasing. And the reason why I have these three categorized together is the importance of income in retirement is substantial. And that's the livelihood. That's what determines whether or not an individual is going to be happy in their retirement or not happy in their retirement. And we deal with a bunch of clients on a daily basis, and it's never the client that says, "Oh, I grew my money so much, and I'm so happy, and it's in this risk with this stock, and I just timed out the market that well, and I'm in my 60s, and I just love letting it ride. I love my entire risk being set up in the market." The individuals that are happiest are the ones that know they have a set income stream or they have multiple income sources coming to them that they can never outlive. So whether you're an individual that has just executed Social Security, you might have a pension income, and then you're looking for an additional source to cover what your expenses are in retirement. That is how the income plan is supposed to properly be set up, is make sure that you're sitting down and you're doing your budget and you're seeing exactly to the decimal point what are my current expenses, what are my expenses going to be in retirement. So maybe you still have a mortgage right now, but then in retirement you're not going to have that mortgage expense, so that expense could be reduced. Well, if you have, let's say, $30,000 coming to you from Social Security, another $20,000 coming to you from a pension, and you have fixed expenses of 60,000, or you have fixed expenses of 50,000, and you have inflationary expenses of 10,000, meaning the grocery bill, whatever the case may be, anything that can be tied to inflation is going to be increasing each and every year. You want to make sure that your income plan is set up properly for that aspect, the lifetime income option. So you could do this in a slew of different ways. First off, we understand Social Security is going to, as long as the government's staying in, so as long as the government's not going under, that should be pretty secure. Pensions are typically very secure as well, depending upon who backs up that pension. That individual should, that pension should continue, that income should continue through the pension for the rest of their life. It's known as a defined benefit plan. An individual worked for a company for X amount of years. After they've hit X amount of years of service, now they're guaranteed a source of income for throughout their retirement years once they've sufficed those retirement requirements. The secondary portion has to do with annuities, and the reason why I include that is because annuities are the only financial vehicle that's extremely secure, that has legal reserve structures in place, making sure that a person could place dollars in with a company to provide a lifetime income stream either immediately or at a later date and time. So with the annuity process is very important because first off, if you're already covered through Social Security and pension and you already have that inflationary protection, there's no need to have an additional income source. But what individuals do, and majority of individuals do not have that pension income. They're only subject to that Social Security income, and then they have these other types of accounts sitting there, such as mutual fund accounts, cash accounts. They just sold a house, they just sold a business. They have IRA accounts, 401k accounts. And what constantly happens is an individual is going to go and try to grow that money and keep growing that money, but they have these monies leveraged too heavily towards fees and market risks that could completely liquidate that account. A prime example would be in 2008, an individual walked into the year with $1 million into their retirement accounts and then walked out of the year with less than 500,000. And that's a very realistic scenario. A lot of people understand that hit that they took in 2008 is because the market is nothing more than a big casino. Typically, the market should always be going up, which is fine, and that's exactly why you want to leverage the market gains properly. But when it comes time for retirement, it comes time to pull money out of your retirement accounts, you want to make sure that you at least have those income streams, those lifetime income options available, to whatever your case may be. Um, Once again, if somebody had retirement accounts and that's tied to a type of mutual fund, well, you have mutual fund related fees that are associated with that account. An advisor that's typically giving you those recommendations is going to charge you an advisor fee, also known as a wrap fee. The third negative is market risk. Yes, the account could be growing, 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 growing. Everything could look fantastic while you're working. After that first day of retirement, you go and you're deciding, okay, I'm thinking about pulling out some money, and all of a sudden your account gets hit with a 10% loss, a 20% loss. That's something that makes individuals panic, regardless of how much money, how much growth they've had in their accounts. If the market goes down, that's going to now have a really big shift on how they could spend their retirement dollars each and every year. So our recommendations are to make sure that you have this income play, you have multiple sources of income, and you have it as a guaranteed aspect. You have guaranteed lifetime income going to you. You don't want to play this guessing game in retirement. And many times individuals have these types of accounts that are sitting there invested in the market, and they have this big guessing game. Oh, maybe I'll take out 4% this year. Maybe I'll take out 5% this year. And at the end of the day, you're pulling money from an account that could potentially go down. That's getting swarmed with fees. So one of my takeaways, my largest takeaway with the life income option, and let me clear up, is how do you maximize your benefit? If you have Social Security coming to you, how do you know whether or not it's important or it's valuable to take it at age 62 or wait till 66 or wait till age 70? What are the pros and cons of doing it that way? With your pension income, and I give an example, a prime example of my grandfather. He was walking out the door. He struck his single life only pension option while my grandmother stopped him and said, "What's in your hand?" And he already filled out the papers for a single life pension option. Well, that was a huge mistake. They got into an argument, and he switched it over to a joint life income option. Therefore, she was able to continue. That pension income was able to continue. He passed away at age 69. She passed away in her late 80s. So that income was still able to keep coming to her even long after he passed away. So, different things like that. She still had that income source coming to her. She still had Social Security that was coming to her. Now, this third aspect is the annuities, and this is something that you have to make sure to set up in a specific way. Annuities could provide you lifetime income, but there's a lot of cons with annuities. You have multiple companies out there, and what they do is they play the smoke and mirrors approach. They play these different games with income streams of saying, oh, we have an income rider. We're going to guarantee you 7% of income on your accounts, 8% income on your account. And it goes by how much maximized income stream does each carrier provide. If somebody's 60 years old and they're looking to turn on income at age 65, well, you might have company A that's going to give you a calculation, a guaranteed lifetime income stream based upon the claims paying ability of that company. It might give you a lifetime income stream of $7,000 for each 100,000 that you place into that product, or company B might be giving you $6,000. But this makes it sound so attractive because they're telling you about these 10% bonuses and these roll-up rates and all these different fluff, this smoke and mirrors. At the end of the day, it's how can you get the most amount of money? And the most important aspect of that is how to place the smallest amount of dollars possible into a specific type of plan to get the most amount of benefit. As small amount as possible, but as necessary as needed, as necessary as possible to make sure that you have that peace of mind and income. And what that ultimately does is it maximizes out your emergency funds, those accounts that are completely liquid to your fingertips. Maybe you want to have a large portion in a savings account. Maybe you want to take whatever you already sufficed for those income sources, and you want to just risk that in the market. That anytime the market has a gain, now you could go on the vacation. Now you could buy that car, whatever the case may be. You could go on that. You could travel to see your grandchildren. Go fishing every day, play golf every day, whatever the case may be. You have to make sure that this income plan is set up properly because that's how you successfully retire. The very last aspect is inflationary protection. And a lot of advisors do not incorporate that into their plans, and they just say, oh, let your money grow and it'll just work itself out. And what we try to do is set up specific plans. We go through all the top carriers' proprietary strategies to make sure that when you get set up in a plan, that you have your specific budget and you have your specific goals met, that your expenses are covered, and then we're also covering your inflationary protection, your inflationary expenses as well, so that as those expenses are increasing each and every year, rather than giving you a flat dollar amount, we ladder a certain strategy set up to give you steps and step-ups and bumps in income every few years to make sure that's incorporating that inflationary protection. So, the takeaway from this, at any point in time, if you found value in this video, feel free to give us a call at our 1-800 number. It's 1-800-566-1002. We offer 24/7 customer service because of the amount of volume that comes into our office. We want to make sure you're constantly having a specialist you could speak of. If you're having night sweats and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you need to speak to a specialist, you give us a call and we'll have a specialist standing by. We are A+ rated in the Better Business Bureau. We've always had very good reviews. We've never had any complaints. It's because of this methodical process. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp,